Hi guys, I'm gonna say something that might sound outlandish at first, but give me the next few minutes and I'll show you how it's not. All of this gender obsession and gender confusion you see today is only a transition phase to a genderless society. Just as we've witnessed the idea of biological sex takes a back seat in favor of self-perceived gender, we're now moving towards a society where the lines of categorization and language are going to diminish even more. This is a world where there's no male or female to speak of. No one identifying as a man or woman, no gender roles, and certainly no recognition of established characteristics like biological sex. So why do I say this? I'm not looking into a crystal ball or anything, okay? I'm simply extrapolating from what has happened in the last few decades with an understanding of what is actually driving it. The thing about human societies is they're very difficult to control when they have hard lines that you can't cross. Those lines may be physical, as in the case of a population that's armed or can otherwise defend itself. Or they may be ideological and moral, where people revolt or fight back to defend their ideas and way of life. Any government that wants authoritarian control over its people has to do two things. One, make those people dependent on the government. And two, make sure they have nothing worth fighting for. The idea of biological sex was the bedrock of a lot of ideas that were worth fighting for, because what came from it was the recognition that there were undeniable natural truths. It also supported the formation of families and the birth of children at a stable rate. It also provided a clear understanding of the roles that were expected of men and women in society. As ideas about gender identity and how people view themselves become more important than the traditional male-female division, we see changes in areas like women's sports and the usage of public bathrooms. This shift is leading to new group divisions based on gender, something that those in positions of authority don't want. And that's why we're beginning to see that ideas about gender identity, masculinity, femininity, and even the concepts of just being a man or a woman are becoming less clear and distinct. It's like they're all blending together into a vague, undefined mixture. If you don't believe me, we're already seeing the first little glimmers of it in language. And language is usually where the ideas are first born. Gender-neutral terms have become the standard in many health and style publications like Healthline and WebMD, who have been criticized for using words like birthing person instead of woman, chest feeding instead of breastfeeding, and partner instead of husband or wife. Do you find this as offensive as I do? This perspective simplifies people with all their unique qualities and experiences down to just their physical bodies and functions. It's a very narrow way of looking at people. When there's no man or woman and none of the complex social structures that come from it, all that remains are the shells of people. Like a scene out of the movie I, Robot. They all appear practically the same, and there's not much that binds them all together enough to fight back. In a society like this, where people are seen in such a simple way, it becomes much easier for a government that wants more control to dominate and influence them. So with that being said, until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.